Welcome back to Final Fantasy V. So, last time, Lena fucking died. She got eaten by the Void. So, we're just down to 3 characters now. We're getting into the PlayStation Final Fantasies early. Or at least the first 2, anyway. Then 9 decided to go back to the 4-person battle system, because that's like a good idea or something. Alright, so here's our jobs for the day, and we also want to go back to the Library of Ancients because there's a guy up here who has something for us. We were burning this book and this song came out of it. How? Like, a sheet? Was there a music sheet in there? It's not how I would describe that sort of thing happening, but sure, alright.
I mean, I figured it was just the sound of burning that book was a song.
Well, either way, this boosts our magic, so that's gonna be good for Bart's. I have magic kind of spread out, like, to a single person mostly, with a few weird exceptions, so I don't know how useful that is for me. Not gonna get much use for Krill. Also worthy of note, you probably want to get any blue magic spells you haven't gotten from the library just yet, because there's a bunch of them there, and it's pretty useful to just be able to park yourself in there and get them. You might want to do that soon, though. Also, geez, Krill getting heavy immediately. Well, Forrest came back. But what of Grandfather? Alright, so, we're making a vow here. Nobody else is going to die. No more sacrifices whatsoever. Warriors of Lights are gonna stop this, yeah. Please don't pay attention to our track record with the crystals, that's not important now.
Bart puts his hand in and says, one person, one person, one person, one person.
Alright, so we're back at the Desert of Shifting Sands, but as it turns out, the sands don't shift anymore. So, the Earth Crystal being dead actually works to our advantage. You may have noticed that pyramid in the past, back in World 1. And you might have been curious as to what the heck it was, considering you could never reach it. Well, we're going to get there eventually, but first we're being attacked by scorpions.
Whoa, hey, Black Frost, can we mention him? Do we have clearance for that? Oh, okay.
Don't worry, that wasn't actually Black Frost, which should have been an ice spell. That just cast Doom instead. I'm trying to show off Oracle, but it's not really doing anything useful so far. Also, I miss seeing, like, the leg on that scorpion towards the front is, like, a big jaw. Actually, wait, no, that would be... Is that a jaw? Or is that just, like, a different part of the body? I can't tell. It's also hard to tell now that he's dead and gone. Alright, so welcome to the Pyramid of Moor. First things first, these statues are going to attack you. So, the gargoyles are a gimmick fight. I'm not going to show off the gimmick because that's mildly annoying, but if you kill one, and leave the other for too long, the first one will revive. So... Yeah, it's one of those battles that tests your ability to do an even amount of damage to everyone. Alright, go Earthen Wall, thank you very much. I don't think they do anything too fancy, they more or less just live and die by their gimmick. And boy, Krill just cannot do anything in general, huh?
I may have asked this before, but how old is Krill?
Oh, I can check right now. She's the only character we didn't go over the age of because she wasn't, like, an active party member at the time. 14.
Okay, and how old is Bart's?
Let's see, Bart's was... 20.
Okay. Sorry for quizzing you on the character ages. I remember Bart's being 15. I was gonna bring that up as like what a difference a year makes. Because Krill looks like she's 8.
Yeah, I would have also said 8. She's very tiny.
Especially with all the job classes where it just looks like a small child playing dress up.
Mm-hmm. She's just constantly in pajamas, no matter what class she's in. Alright, so here we are in Pyramid of Moor. Oh my god, so many gravestones. Sonic Boom.
I think you should Pyramid of Less.
Alright, so I think the battle outside was kind of a good indication of how a lot of the fights here go. In that I'm just going to be summoning Titan a lot. Because not a lot of things around here fly, so you can kind of just kill them with an earthquake constantly.
So you've entered this potentially unstable, like, heritage site, and you've decided the best thing to do is start causing earthquakes?
Yeah. Anyway, here's the damned.
I forgot about this sprite.
They're called the damned because you're gonna get so fucking tired of them by the end of this. Yeah, it is a good sprite though, and also an enemy just being called the damned is amazing. But also, they appear so much. They're not every monster in a box, but there are a lot of them.
They look like the chorus line in a Tim Burton movie that's a lot campier than normal.
Yeah, Tim Burton's cats. And speaking of monster in a box, though, there's gonna be a lot of those, because of course we are in a pyramid, which means the gimmick here is pretty much just gonna be a whole lot of various switches and traps to bar our way. And also a whole lot of the damned. I cannot stress enough how much we're going to be seeing these guys. Can't cast Doom. I was going to doom my friend, but no. I can't do it either. Damn it.
Well, they're the damned ones. They can't damn others.
Should be able to damn others as you would damn yourself. That's how the saying goes. One nice thing about this, though, even though you're going to be seeing a lot of them, that is 5/8 BP. Most of the enemies in this dungeon give you a lot of ability points. We're seeing one of the only exceptions right here. Aspis is kind of weak. But they're mostly just here because that's one of the traps in the pyramid, is just releasing the snakes. And sometimes you get all 3 fights at the same time, because 3 snakes come out of there. But let me tell you, in the moment when you've kind of forgotten about that gimmick, you do wonder, is there some sort of glitch with the hack I'm playing? But no, I just had to fight all the snakes in a row. Alright, and here's a slightly more complicated snake, Lamia Queen. If you use Dancer, you are going to want to kill a lot of these, because they've got a particularly good item for you. Feel like one of these fights just had a really good thing happen in the middle of it. But I don't remember if it's this one. Well, I crit that one.
God, the ninja does so much damage.
Yeah, so I recently got Dual Wield as one of the level up rewards. Oh, there's the item. And yeah, no, Dual Wield's actually pretty good. Being able to just attack with 2 different weapons uninhibited is incredible. Alright, so, Lamia's Tiara makes it so that you are more likely to get Swords Dance. If I remember correctly, it takes it to a straight 50% chance.
Jesus!
Like, I'm gonna double check. But I'm pretty sure it's 50.
Krill's gonna be unstoppable.
Let's see, increased chance of using Swords Dance. But give me the actual chance, though. Come on, Wiki. Okay, yeah, so normally it's a quarter of a chance, and now it's half a chance, so... yeah, pretty good. Anyway, here's Grand Mummy. And also, I haven't mentioned it so far, but this is a pretty good example of one of the many reasons Krill is just not spec'd for this area. Basically everything in this dungeon is undead, which makes sense, it's a tomb. Some of them are confusing, like... Grand Mummy, obviously that's undead, no surprise there. The Damned, okay, sure. Lamia Queen takes me by surprise. Also, not all undead absorb poison, but Grand Mummy does. He just goes, yum yum, love that poison, thank you. But yeah, even some of the Gaia effects are not useful in the tomb, which seems a little more rude than Jitterbug damaging me. Like, okay, Dance harming me is incidental. Like, it always does the same things all the time. Although here I was trying to show off the fact that I'm supposed to have a better chance of Swords Dance, and that did not proc a lot at all for some reason. It did later in the dungeon at least, but... yeah, like, this is the thing that Dance always does. However, Gaia is supposed to be a thing that is based on the area you're in, so it seems pretty rude that they just give you a whole bunch of stuff that is actively useless in the area it's used for. Anyway, here's a Cursed Ring. Very good defense, but it will kill you, so... I would not recommend it, in most cases.
I have to make a small correction. You kept referring to that boss as a he, but it was a Grand Mummy, not a Granddaddy.
Bow bow bow.
I shall see myself out. I will not be invited to any further Let's Play commentaries.
Lucky you were in a tomb, so I don't actually know which way is out. Oh, well, time for more snakes. I did consider keeping all of the snake fights in, but then I thought, no, this is a long enough dungeon without the snakes. We are, however, going to be keeping the Damned in, because they're monsters in boxes, which I don't usually skip. The snakes, however, are like 5 seconds long, though.
Who's keeping these snakes alive?
I don't remember if they eat poison. They might be one of the enemies that eat poison. I think the Damned eat poison, but the Lamia Queens don't. Anyway, all that is to say, the snakes are just eating the awful rancid air, and just getting life from that. They love bacteria and mold. Can't get enough of it.
God, I'm trying to remember which, like, D-tier celebrities were actually, like, endorsing a no-food, no-liquid diet and telling people to just subsist off of the air.
Well, it works for the Damned, I guess, but, I don't listen to the Damned, typically. But yeah, anyway, that sounds dumb. What the fuck? What are you even talking about? Who's giving you money to hawk this shit? And why are you taking it?
There's no product! They're not selling air, they're just...
I hate that potentially people are just advertising stupid things for no reason. It's at least reasonable if, you know, somehow somebody's getting money out of this, but like... why are you endorsing not eating? Fuck you, just conceptually. Swear to God if it's the Damned again. Oh good, it's an Archaeosaur, at least. That's different. Also undead, naturally, but I don't think you need to tell me about that. I don't think you need me to tell you about that. You can see his ribcage, it's obvious. So God, Gaia's Wrath is just straight up broken in this dungeon, Jesus. The biggest drawback to it is that it's very pricey in terms of MP, which is not surprising, considering how powerful it is. Also, goddamn, Predict is so bad. Or, sorry, I think that's Condemn. Predict is also not Predict. Okay, look, when I did the character, or the class profile, I was doing my best to be positive on Oracle as a class, but goddamn, I've been trying to make it work, and the only reason I'm continuing to use it is because of the ABP up ability. I think that will be useful to have on Krill. I want that. Other than that, God, I have not been enjoying Oracle. Anyway, here's a lady who's just out here smoking.
So I tried to find what I was talking about earlier. I think I might have misremembered because I couldn't find any celebrity endorsements, aside from people who became celebrities through endorsing this. But the movement was called, or is called, unfortunately, Breatharianism? Or Breatharianism?
That's a pretty bad name, guys.
Yeah, there's no...
I'm gonna say?
No pronunciation guide.
Yeah, probably could have checked that one.
I'm not gonna say this person's name, one of the really early proponents of it. Australia, not Americans. We don't have to take the blame for this one. Born in 1957, still alive, so we know she's cheating. On the Australian TV program 60 Minutes, they challenged her to demonstrate how she could live without food and water. After being medically supervised for 48 hours, she displayed symptoms of acute dehydration, stress, high blood pressure. She claimed this was the result of polluted air.
Alright, so I would like to take a moment to point out the absolute simp behavior of that woman back there, in which Ferris shot her with a cannon, which confused her, and then she cast Protect on Ferris. Anyway, her deal is that she summons guys. She gets real high, and then she summons monsters. Not like Metamorpho, she doesn't turn into them. I think she's also undead, if I remember correctly.
I can't help but notice this is a lot more than a head.
Yeah, it's a head with legs. So this is a room that, yet again, I think exists to torture people who know about, like, the sprites of this game, and are familiar with those. Now, thankfully, Mecha Head's not really all that dangerous. In fact, compared to the prototype when we had to fight that, well, I guess we didn't have to fight it, but when we first could fight it, this one's a lot easier. He dies pretty quickly, especially to electricity, but we've got a room full of them, and they did do a fuck ton of damage in one go. So, like, they're not dangerous. I just think between this and the prototype fight, the prototype was a bit more drawn out. But yeah, no, we've just got a whole bunch of these sprites, which, again, if you're familiar with Final Fantasy V and some even later game stuff, this might terrify you slightly, but don't worry, it's not that stuff. Alright, well this is a step down from the Grand Mummy, but we've got 3 of them.
This is her daughter's.
Okay, Brimstone's supposed to be a fire attack, why do you keep casting Doom? Please actually do something.
Oh wait, is that not supposed to happen?
Either that, or it's supposed to be, like, the time until the attack actually hits? But, like, I don't know, because it takes so long for Oracle to do anything that I haven't actually seen it attack ever so far.
I forget, is your battle system set to wait?
I don't think it is.
Alright. That's gonna be my next suggestion.
Yeah, see, they're dead already. And, like, it would be useful if I could do that to bosses, because, you know, bosses will take longer, but that attack doesn't work on bosses. Oh, God. Oracle is... It truly just is there, for its magic stat, and the ABP up. Everything else about it is just not great. We've also got some examples of overworld sprites and how you can actually kind of slip by them. I can't really guarantee doing that. There were just a couple of instances where I just ran straight past an enemy and got lucky. Honestly, I would want to grind on these enemies a bit more, but we're down a person until we can replace Lena. We've only got 3 people. And I'm kind of running low on MP, considering I've kind of just been stomping everything to death this entire dungeon. So I want to be careful. That being said, though, I mentioned the magic stat of the Oracle. There is a good reason to master that, and I figure since we are in World 3, it's a good chance to get a little more in-depth about the job system, now that we're actually getting towards the end of the game. We are getting pretty late game at this point. And there's no worlds past the worlds getting combined. From here, it is just all one world. But anyway, the important thing about jobs in this game, I think, is mastering them, because that does actually help you a lot in the long run. Mastering jobs makes the Freelancer class more useful. So Freelancer class in Final Fantasy III DS was pretty useless. It was your starting point, and you never went back to it because there was no point. Freelancer in this game, however, benefits from the concept of innate abilities and innate stats. So essentially, Freelancer will gain the best stats from whatever classes you have mastered. So whatever class has the highest magic, attack, agility, all that stuff. Freelancer will just have the best version of whatever you've done. In addition, Freelancer will also gain certain innate abilities, so basically, if you shift back to Freelancer, you don't have to worry about most passives, because typically you will get those automatically if you're using Freelancer. So stuff like barehanded or dual wield, you'll automatically gain if you're back in the Freelancer class, so you're just free to mostly focus on the active abilities. Now, obviously not all of the passives are included because some of them are broken, and some of them are Berserk, which would absolutely ruin a Freelancer if you inherited Berserk forever. So not all of them will go, but that is the thing you need to keep in mind for endgame now, is mastering job classes is very helpful. And once you're done, well, you might go back to Freelancer, but there is actually one more option that, oddly enough, we have not gotten to yet. More on that later, and goddamn. There's just not a lot Krill can do in this dungeon. It's a good thing Summoner is so broken, as is Ninja, cause, boy, we're down one member, and Krill is just actively healing the enemy, like, 9 times out of 10.
You always switch her to Monk.
I could, but again, I want ABP. Also, what are you guys doing here? I mean, I'm not gonna complain, level 5 death, but like, why though? Where are we in the dungeon? I think 5th floor is getting towards the end. Oh, can't go through that door, though. We can, however, find this hidden passage. Thief, as always, is very helpful. Oh no! Steel Fist! Oh no, somebody shoved martial artists into this chest. How?
They look like they're ice skating in.
Damn, martial artists and figure skaters, they're incredibly powerful. Oh well, kill the hell out of that one. Hey, get double crit. And confuse this one. Holy shit! Fucking North Stardom. I don't think they even do that normally. Either that or Steel Fist's defense are just worse, but like, that was just a delayed crit. Just did a lot of damage. And thankfully, again, they didn't do that at any point. Nobody just went Omae wa mo shinderu, and we didn't just explode on the spot. I think it's also around this point where he's messing around with the menus and I accidentally clipped something in the emulator, like frame advance or something like that. I was like, oh, don't know why that's doing that. I'm gonna unclick that so it'll stop doing whatever it's doing, and then that stopped the recording. And thankfully I was close to a door, so I could just easily cut back in of just go in, leave. It's like nothing ever happened. You'll notice like the music blips slightly in one room transition, but believe me, there was a brief moment where I hadn't considered doing that yet, and I was real mad. Terrified of having to do this dungeon again, because it's kind of slow. Not the most repetitive, but oh, hi, Sekhmet. What are you doing here? Go back to Lancer. Go back to being a computer.
His name is Sekhmet. This is a pyramid. He lives here.
Okay, I was wondering if he was going to do anything. Oh no, he gave me glasses!
Also, I need to remind myself what Sekhmet was the god of in Egyptian.
Well, he's the god of being dead now.
Okay, goddess!
My brother in the tower will go!
Sekhmet was the ancient Egyptian goddess of war and healing.
Alright, well, this one's a Minotaur. Who has a brother in a tower.
Patron deity of physicians and healers, and could at one time spread disease and cure it.
Fucking yo-yoing diseases.
Also, she's typically portrayed as a lion lady.
Once again, Squaresoft did pull a lot of names, didn't necessarily, connect them to their actual lore. But yeah, that's an interesting encounter that, I remembered even less than the Golem. So it's a good thing that happened, it's a good thing I had to go down a floor, because I would have forgotten that guy's there entirely. But yeah, no, it had just a completely unique line of dialogue when it died, about having a brother in the tower that I guess will avenge him. Gotta find Sekhmet the Lesser in some tower at some point.
So, I forget, is this an optional dungeon or is this required?
No, this one is required.
Okay. Because a lot of stuff from this reminds me of an optional pyramid dungeon in Dragon Quest III. The gimmick of that is that when you get to the end of it, I think there's like no random encounters through it. When you get to the end of it, you can get a weapon called the Golden Claw, and then encounters hit every 3 steps.
Oof.
And you have to walk all the way back.
You will pay for having a good time. How dare you get here without conflict? Perish.
Well, one, it's optional. But 2, it's... I'm sorry, I got distracted by the chain charming there. Charmed the Lamia, and then she turned around and charmed a stone slab.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gravestone works for the Lamia, who works for us now.
But yeah, the thing about the Pyramid in Dragon Quest III is that once you were out of it, you were basically like set on grinding.
Mm-hmm.
I forget for how long, but like you were good to go for quite some time. Also, you'd probably have a shit ton of money, especially if you brought a merchant. And if you brought a martial artist, who could equip the Golden Claw, then those fights might be even easier to get through. There you go.
I'm just amused by the idea of going like, oh man, that I just managed to walk through that entire dungeon without any encounters. Man, that's kind of nice to not have anything to fight. And then you just open a chest and it's just a note that says, Jesus Christ, you're so selfish, die.
It occurs to me, Squaresoft did yoink that idea entirely for Masaru's dungeon in the final chapter of Live Alive. His dungeon is a lot shorter when compared to the pyramid, I think.
Also, dang, Protect Ring and Gold Hairpin are both really good items. Protect Ring is just regen as an accessory, and Gold Hairpin cuts MP usage in half.
God, I'm getting real sick of the text box saying it's a monster attack.
Yeah, it's the Pyramid of More experience. Monster in a box. Every chest is damned. Alright, and this room's gimmick is basically just, it flips between two formations. Oh god, and also a ribbon, jeez.
Okay.
That's just the thing that protects you from status ailments.
I just constantly bring up other games, but now I'm thinking of Romancing Saga 2. You can save at any point in that game, and there are a lot of like really difficult mimic encounters early on in the game, but they are only in one town. But it's like the first town you get to in the game. So the game teaches you, save before you open a chest because it might be a mimic, and then it stops throwing mimics at you almost immediately. It feels like a prank.
Yeah, and I just save often.
Yeah, it feels like they're just trying to trick you into save. They just want to see how long you'll save before every treasure chest.
Alright, there it is, the first tablet. So, this will unlock the weapons in the castle, but the tablets also had secondary effects. I'm struggling to remember, what was the one connected to the Pyramid of More again? Oh right, the Dragon King Bahamut. Look, over there! Halfway across the world and past the mountains. That entire part of the continent is collapsing and... Wait, that's where the airship was. God damn it. Well, there goes another vehicle.
Why does this keep happening?
How can you tell, Krill?
No, wait, doesn't Krill actually have, like, scrying sight? Can't she see things from far away?
I forget if she has that normally or if that was only a Moogle thing.
I was going to say, can Moogles do that with anyone or just Krill? Did Krill learn how to do it on her own from the Moogles?
Also, I love that they didn't want to just, like, make a really blown-out Bahamut sprite to be above us, so they just had the characters follow by turning around as he just flew around the place and left. And oh hey, what do you know? Our ship actually survived for once. Well, that's nice. Alright, well, let's get a move on. I am tired of the desert, and I wish to leave now.
Also, no more death. Except for everybody who happened to be on that peninsula.
I mean, it was an empty peninsula. It's not like there were any towns there, and I assume all people are only in villages and dungeons.
Wait, hold on. I can see their parachutes. They're okay.
A Windrake, which one, though? Not the worlds have combined, there's two. Well, hey there! Looks like it was actually Hiryu. And he saved Lena after all. Guess the dragon probably couldn't do CPR, huh? I mean, yeah, probably. We all own our own bodies, Lena. Except, wait, no. She's actually been possessed by a demon.
By the way, I'm here too. Actually, I wanted to be over here. Anyway, I don't want to see this. I'm leaving.
Oh, wait, oh no, that actually, no, come back. No, you can keep watching us die. That's great, actually.
I'm going to go burn down the Library of Alexandria now.
Well,
No.
there goes our turtle. Okay, well, you know what? Points to you, Xdet, that was a good idea. That was kind of our base of operations at this point, and now we don't have it. So... shit.
Okay, I'm back.
You know, the more I see of X-Death, the more kind of baffled I am that they characterize him the way they did in Dissidia. Because he's not very funny in this game, is he? He's just like kind of fucked up and super evil.
He's got a lot of presence, but yeah, he's also very intimidating without having the human factor of, like, Golbez, our previous giant armored man. Also, yeah, Hiryu's fucking dead. So there's another sacrifice. Anyway, here's Melusine. She is another barrier change battle, so it would have been great to have Bio for this fight, but whoops, I haven't leveled up Black Mage all that much. So I think she always starts by being weak to fire, but after this, yeah, I've got no clue what she's gonna be weak to later. So honestly, I just go with either Bio or physical attacks if you do more than 0 damage. So I'd like to make note, however, of Melusine here. In this game, she is a naked lady with snakes around her. Melusines are typically oceanic characters, though. They're associated with the sea. And that's not usually in Melusine's design for the Final Fantasy series. However, there is actually a very good design by Tetsuya Nomura, which, let's see, where did... So I'm gonna bring this up on Discord on your end. Nomura actually had a really cool design for Melusine, which is kind of similar to this, but does actually incorporate, like, a water motif into it, which looks rad as hell, though. That'll be on the video now.
Yeah. Yeah, I would not want to see this in the ocean at night. Or in the day, honestly.
She'd kill me at any time in the day.
Also, I guess I didn't realize that Nomura was doing character designs as far back as Final Fantasy V.
Yeah, I don't remember if he was, like, the monster designer in this one. Don't know of how many other instances there would be for him to really be concept artist, because other than this game, Melusine appears in, like, the weird crossovers or referential ones, like Record Keeper, I think. Everything's in Record Keeper, so I'm just gonna assume she's in that. But yeah, typically, though, it is just naked lady with snakes. Oh, there's barrier. I have to go change my barrier. Also, I'm weak to being stabbed by branches now, I guess. Tried to be clever, but that told me nothing. Well, guess I'll just shoot her then.
Oh yeah, you're almost done.
Didn't learn her weakness, though, which is mainly what I was going for.
Just do that one. Just do that attack one more time. Like maybe.
Yeah, just keep stabbing her with branches.
Also a gun.
Get leaved. That did nothing. Also, yeah, I just could not figure out her weakness at this point. So again, Bio is so incredibly useful because it's a powerful spell, and you don't have to think about elemental weaknesses whatsoever. Yeah, not weak to fire anymore either. There we go, that works. Alright, and that's 20 ABP that Lena is not going to see. Damn, Lena, you have missed a lot. You're gonna be way behind.
Yeah, I wonder why they did that.
I mean... there are points in this game where they remove a character, but, like, Galuf was not gone this long. I guess they just really want to show you just, like, how much you need your entire team, because, let me tell you, I was definitely missing having a decent physical character in Lena for this entire thing. So anyway, Lena will come back dead, so you do have to revive her. There we go. Now she's back. So, Lena's back in our party. She's alive, she was not eaten by the void. And with that, we can now go to the sealed castle and unlock some weapons. So next time on Final Fantasy V, we'll do that, and also a whole lot of other miscellany things. We're kind of having an early cleanup, as it were.